students, welcome to Home Economics class. My name is Susan Jumbo, and today we'll be looking at the theme Family Living and Resource Management, and our topic is puberty, adolescence, and sexually transmitted infections. At about 10 to 15 years, you begin to experience some changes in your body. These changes are signs of puberty. Now, what is puberty? Puberty is the process by which a child's body transforms to an adult body, and it is applicable to both boys and girls. Puberty starts between the ages of 10 and 15 years. The boys get to puberty at age 14, while the girls reach puberty at age 11. We can see that from the childhood, the girl and the boy, they gradually grow. Let's say this is 5 years, they get to this age. Like that, puberty, they are increasing in age and their body stature are also increasing. Now, there are different signs in boys and in girls. Before puberty, the major sign in boys and girls is just in the reproductive organs. That's the boys having a penis and the girls having a vagina. While at the stage of puberty, you realize that there are different signs that goes on in different aspects from the boys and the girls. For the boys, they have hairs that grow on different parts of their body, like the chest. Here is blank. Here they are growing. From here, you have little hair growing on your chest. And then when you're now a full man, you have more of the hair on the chest. And then you also have hair growing at the armpit region. For here, there's nothing gradually. And then at this stage, you have more hair growing. Then your shoulders get wider. Your voice deepens and it becomes deeper like a man's voice. Then the larynx, which we also know as the Adam's apple here, becomes longer as you grow. The muscles get bigger and stronger. Then the sex organs begin to develop. From a small penis, it develops gradually to a big penis. Then your penis erects from time to time, usually because of your mood. Then you experience wet dreams. It might come while sleeping. Now, what are wet dreams? Wet dreams are a discharge from the penis that occurs in a boy while he is sleeping. When he wakes up, he might think that he has urinated on himself, but no, he didn't. He just had a wet dream. It's as a result of the signs, different signs of puberty that occurs in his body at that time. I'm sure the girls are wondering and thinking of what also happens to them at puberty. For the girls, the body becomes curvier. There is weight gain at the hips region. You can look at this picture. From here, you have nothing. They're just straight. Gradually, maybe at age 12, you start getting curvier. As you grow gradually, until the full-blown age where you get bigger. Then the breast develops from nothing here, from just a tiny nothing on the chest. Then you have a swelling under the nipple. Gradually, it becomes fuller and curvier. Then hair grow on different parts of the body. For the armpit region, you have nothing maybe at age 7, but gradually as you're growing, small hair develops like that until you have more hair under your armpit. And also the pubic region. There are also hairs that grow at the pubic region. Here you have nothing. Gradually hair begins to develop and so on. Then menstruation starts. Menstruation is one of the physical developments that happens in a girl as she grows older. Now, what is menstruation? Menstruation is the monthly flow of blood from the womb through the vagina, which occurs in every female of the childbearing age. The first menstruation that a girl experiences is called menarche. You can repeat after me, menarche. Menarche begins from age 9 to age 14. It differs between different girls. So if your friend has seen hers at age 9, you don't need to worry. Yours might come at 10, 11, or as the case may be. And when menarche starts, it might be irregular. The blood that flows might be little or it doesn't come regularly. But don't worry, with time, it will become regular. And this menstruation time is called the menstrual period. There are similar signs that occurs in boys and girls. And these signs are hair growth in the underarm and the pubic region. Take a look at this picture. At this stage, they start growing hair at their pubic region and at the under. This is their pubic region and their underarm. It's applicable to both boys and girls. Then you have pimples, mainly on the face. Though some people have pimples at their back, but pimples mainly during the puberty stage, it comes mainly on the face. Then you have weight gain and growth. For the girls, they become curvier. There's weight on the hips, at the breast region. For the guys, they become bigger, as the case may be. Then for height, you see them from this little stage, they are growing gradually. So this is an important sign that happens to both boys and girls. Then you have mood swings. At times, girls that used to have their baths in the presence of others, maybe their siblings, but because they start growing breasts and other parts of their body are beginning to develop, you see them having towel around and trying to have their bath alone. So it happens to boys and girls. For the boys, they might not want to show themselves to other of their siblings. They want to also do things on their own. So these are signs that happen to both boys and girls. Now, the stage of development from the childhood to adulthood is called adolescence. Adolescence is the stage of development from childhood to adulthood. The brain sends signals to specific parts of the body. It sends signals to the skin, to the breast, to the pubic region, the sexual organs, and it causes those changes that we see in our body. Now, there are challenges that the adolescent faces during this period of time. Number one is independence. The adolescent wants to do things on their own. They don't want to be guided by anybody. They feel they are now grown enough to do things on their own. Number two is status. The adolescents want to behave like adults. They feel as they've gotten to that stage. Probably they are now taller. They want to do things on their own. They want to act like an adult. Another challenge that the adolescent faces is peer pressure. They want to go along with their friends. The way their friends feed, the way they do things. That's one major challenge the adolescent faces. And another challenge is the physical needs. The girls will need bras for their clothes as a part of their clothing. The boys, they might have overgrown the clothes that they've had before. Maybe their trousers are now jumping, they will need new trousers. So these are things that the adolescents will need as their different stage moves. Now, during this period, some adolescents would like to involve themselves in sexual activities. But we should note that there are sexually transmitted diseases and infections, which we should take note of. Sexually transmitted infections are infections that are passed from one person to another through sexual contact. Examples of such STIs are HIV/AIDS, gonorrhea, syphilis, and herpes. But in this class, we would look at HIV and AIDS. What is HIV? HIV stands for Human Immunodeficiency Virus. And a person who is infected with HIV is HIV positive. It destroys the white blood cells in the body. The white blood cells help to fight diseases and infections. And once a person is infected with the HIV virus, it gradually multiplies itself in the white blood cells And when the system can no longer fight those diseases, we say that the person is down or very sick with AIDS. What is AIDS? AIDS stands for Acquired Immunodeficiency Syndrome. You can say that again. Acquired Immune Deficiency Syndrome. AIDS is an epidemic. It means that it's a widespread disease and it affects a large number of people, and it continues to spread rapidly. And remember, it has no cure. And there are symptoms of HIV/AIDS, which includes fever, rash, diarrhea. The rash we have on the face, we have at the back, and then infections in the mouth. We can see how it looks. So these are symptoms of HIV/AIDS. We've come to the end of today's class. But before we go, we have to summarize and look at all we've learned from the beginning. We said that puberty is the process of development when a child's physical body transforms. That it changes gradually into an adult body. And then we also looked at an adolescent. Adolescence is the stage. Please, let's take note of this. Adolescence is the stage of development from childhood to adulthood. Another thing we talked about is the processes of development. It includes development of the breast for the girls. Growth of armpit hairs is applicable to both boys and girls. Menstruation starts for the girls, and etc. While for the boys, you have shoulder becomes broader, your shoulder gets broader. You have growth of armpit and pubic hairs. Your voice deepens. And then you might experience wet dreams. We also looked at sexually transmitted infections. Sexually transmitted infection, we said, is an infection that is passed from one person, that's an infected person. We can say an infected person that has the virus, infected person to another through sexual contact. And examples of STIs include HIV/AIDS, syphilis, herpes, gonorrhea, and so on. Now let's take a quick question to know if we really followed in the class. Question 1. Which of the following signs is not common to both boys and girls? A. Pimples mainly on the face. B. Menstruation starts. C. Hair growth in the underarm. If you chose B, then you're correct. Menstruation is just for the girls. It is not common to both of them. Pimples, they are common. A boy can have pimples, the girl can also have pimples. Hair growth in the underarm. A boy can have that hair, the girl can also have the hair under their arm. Question 2. Dash is not an example of STIs. A. Herpes. B. Diarrhea. C. HIV/AIDS. If you chose B, you're correct. Herpes is an example. HIV is an example of sexually transmitted infections. We've come to the end of today's class. I hope you enjoyed the class. Thank you.